I just want to thank Miles. That was a very comprehensive report, and you managed to do it short and sweet. So it was good. Thank you.
There's other things going on tonight.
Yeah.
President Baxter, I'd like to also thank Miles. This is really informative, Miles. I look forward to getting more updates as far as the legislative affairs goes. If it's possible to perhaps give a little bit of distill the data for us in the presentation, like in a description, the prior hand, and not that this was this was a great presentation, by the way, just so we can have a little bit more opportunity to look into the bills specifically, or maybe have a opinion or analysis provided to the board prior to a presentation, or in combination with the presentation. That would be fantastic. Just a suggestion, but it was a fantastic job as usual. Thanks, Miles.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. I turned the page, so now I forgot what the number is. 8.1, 2016-17 first quarter budget performance report. Vice President Gable, please.
Thank you, Board President Baxter, and I will try to go through this quickly as well. This is our quarterly report, so it's reflecting our actual activity as of September 30th of 2016, and then we're doing a comparison between our current budget and what we think we're going to end the year. So the projected year-end column is our best guess at this point in time of what our numbers will look like at June 30th of 2017. So you can see there on the first page, looking at the federal revenues and our state revenues. At this point in time, we're not projecting any difference in year-end numbers versus our budget, so no change there. And then moving down to the second page, again, the local revenues and our other financing sources, we aren't projecting any changes at this point in time either. So then moving on to page 3, this is where we get into our salaries. We have our academic salaries, where we are projecting a savings of just under $135,000 in academic salaries. And on the classified salaries, we're currently projecting just over $573,000. The savings from both of these line items is generated from vacancies. So as hard as we are trying to fill all of the vacancies that we have as fast as we can, unfortunately, we aren't quite filled to capacity with all the positions that have been approved. And so that's being reflected here in the projected savings. Moving on to page 4, we have the benefits. So since we have a projected savings in salaries, we have a projected savings in benefits of just about $329,000. As far as the supplies and materials, the next major component that you're seeing there, we aren't projecting any savings at this point in time. It's too early to project whether or not we'll have savings in those, because we're going under the assumption that all of the funds allocated to the departments will be spent by the departments. For the contracted services and operating expenses that you see here on page 5, we do have one change in the projection. That's on the election expenses. So we have $43,000 that will be over what we budgeted, and the reason for that is that the bond election expense came in higher than what the county had originally estimated for us. So when we were closing our books, they gave us an estimated number. When we got the bill, it came in higher. So you're seeing the difference there. And then moving on to page 6, again, capital outlay, we're not projecting any change in budget at this point in time. So overall, for our total expenditures and other outgo, we are projecting a savings of about $993,000, which means that our ending fund balance will be higher by $993, or that's the projection at this point in time. So with that, I will close and open it up to any questions that the board may have.
Are there any questions? Okay, thank you very much. All right, we'll go on to the first quarter 2016-17 CCFS 311Q.
unless there's, this is the, I'm sorry?
Oh,
Weren't we supposed to do
it's a
action?
report, it says information.
Oh, it's action.
Yeah,
8.1 is action.
Yeah.
Point one was information, 8.2 is action.
8.2 is the actual document that gets forwarded to the state of California. And I'm
Right.
sorry, I was just going to make the motion to approve 8.2.
Okay, it was moved by trustee Kellogg, seconded by trustee Otto. Is there any discussion or questions? All right, Madam Secretary?
Virginia Baxter,
Aye?
Jeff Kellogg,
Aye.
Vivian Malauulu,
Aye.
Doug Otto,
Aye.
and Sunny Zia.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. 8.3, revised board policy and administrative regulation 7007, prevention, reporting, and campus security.
So moved.
Second.
I think this is an information item. It's a first reading.
First reading.
Are there any questions about the many pages?
That was an extensive report, by the way. That was a lot of work.
I have a question, Madam Chair. Is this, this isn't the one that we had, I believe it was 2 meetings ago for, it was the harassment one? That was a separate one?
No, this is totally different.
Okay.
I think it's because we are installing security cameras, and so we had to have an updated policy that included those security cameras. Is that correct?
Vice President Gable?
Yes, that is absolutely correct. So what we brought for you today as the first reading is the change to the board policy 7007. For the policy, we're really only adding the one statement saying that the board will have a policy that we're going to maintain a video surveillance system that can be used to investigate alleged crimes or incidences occurring on campus. We also provided the administrative regulation to you just as information. As you know, the board doesn't take action on the administrative regulations, but we wanted the board to see those regulations that we are proposing. Both of these have gone through the President's Leadership Council, and we didn't have any comments from any of the constituent groups. So barring any changes from the board tonight, we will bring back the policy at the December 13th meeting for an action.
Okay, thank you. Any comments, questions? Okay, thank you. We'll go on to reports. Academic Senate?
No report.
Thank you. Superintendent President?
Just a couple of quick ones first. There is still an hour and 20 minutes left before the polls close, and Alejandro needs to get there before the polls close. So, and for all of our students who are in and around the area, I hope that you take this opportunity to go vote. I can't think of another election that has been more important to their future than this one, so I'm hopeful that everyone votes. Other than that, I just want to since the issue was brought up, thank all the faculty, staff, and students that have been participating in the speaker series, the Equity Speaker Series. I think with all that's been said, I do think that the students have benefited from the discussions that are being had, and I hope that those discussions continue well after the speakers have left campus. That's all I have to say.
Thank you. Student trustee?
So going back a few weeks, Major Declaration Day was, I thought, a huge success for those of you who attended. I heard a lot of positive feedbacks. It was great, both at PCC and LAC. Too many hot dogs, but that's a different story. But I'd like to take this opportunity, or use this opportunity, to thank the Community College Foundation, because so student government got awarded a Civic Impact Grant for an amount up to $10,000, and we are one of the 25 colleges that received that grant. And that grant was primarily and can only be used towards civic engagement and increasing the number of registered students and increasing voter turnout in general. So it's been a huge success thus far. This is one of our last events that our AC president mentioned earlier. It's right across the hall if any of you can attend. Some services that we are providing were some nonpartisan information. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Lord. Oh. You were kidding.
Yeah, yes.
Oh, my
Thank you
goodness,
all who attended
congratulations.
homecoming.
Eye candy.
So, Jesus. Trustee Kellogg mentioned that he'd never let this go, and I think I don't even know what else I'm gonna say. Anyway, Yeah, so homecoming was a great success. Jordan also won homecoming queen, so congratulations to her. But it was a huge success. A lot of students were there, and it was just really awesome to see both the engagement from Student Life and from other groups as well. But going back to the student, can we change the picture?
I said you could be a movie star.
Yeah, it's a cool cane. Anyway,
I think Oli's smile was larger than it was before we redid him. So
it was just for this
It was
purpose.
me.
Yeah, we were planning it. But looking back at our numbers, it looks like we helped register a little over 200 students thus far. So it was a great success. We were shuttling students back and forth to their poll location all day today, and we are still providing that service. So if any of you know of any students, faculty, and or staff that don't have any access or availability to make it to their polls, let us know so we can figure out some coordination before the polls close tonight. And then, as Superintendent President Oakley mentioned, I do have to go to my polling location by 8 p.m., so that'll be fun. Anyway, it's been a great success, and we are looking forward to the end of the semester in regards to our student government. Our last meeting is November 18th, and we're looking forward to getting back and really looking back and reflecting on what we did as a whole, and really thinking about what we intentioned for our positions to be, and really focusing more on our professional and leadership development as a whole. But yeah, it's been a great night, and thanks.
Okay, thank you. Are you leaving right now?
I can stay.
No, okay, yeah, because you have an hour and 20 minutes. Okay, very good. Board of Trustees, who wants to go first?
I'll go. You want me to go first?
I finally want to go first. and
That's
you know-
fine. I didn't want you to.
Well, he spoke faster. Go ahead, Trustee Otto. We used to rotate. Then we'll go to you.
I will cede my time to our student trustee in hopes it'll get to the polls on time.
Thank you.
That's nice. Okay, so I actually have a few items to report, but I will be very quick. It's been a very busy last few weeks since our last meeting. I consider it a privilege. I was able to attend Cornell West's presentation, and I also spent about 15 minutes in with the classified staff in the Superintendent President Search Forum, which was kind of neat to be able to personally hear the contributions that they were making to the profile. On October 22nd, I went to the homecoming game, and I was going to congratulate Trustee Alejandro, student trustee, for his big win. It was awesome. And then on, I've been to a lot of different community events under various pretenses, for lack of a better word. But on October 30th, on behalf of the college, I attended a women's suffrage celebration at Recreation Park, which I thought was very important, and it was really neat to see that there were a couple of our students there, but there were a lot of high school students there. So I had an opportunity to speak to them and hopefully recruit them to join us, whatever their plans might be for college in the future. On November 1st, again, I was at the Van Jones, and I was there on April 21st, and he was definitely a lot more relaxed this time. Obviously, he was a close personal friend of Prince. On November 4th, I went to the CSULB Elders Celebration for the EOP program, and the reason why that event was significant to me last Friday is because I have personally referred a lot of LBCC students into the EOP program, particularly at Cal State Long Beach. So it was really neat to see the celebration that transpired, celebrating 50 years of that amazing, incredible program, which has really, truly helped so many students. On November 5th, Trustee Baxter, Trustee Otto, Trustee Kellogg, and I participated in the Veterans Day Parade in North Long Beach. It was a great event, and there were a lot of our LBCC student veterans there, which was really great to see also. And then that evening, I was here again for the football game. My nephew plays for Riverside Community College, and Riverside was undefeated, and the game was incredible. It was tied several times. It was Trustee Kellogg and I were both there. It was 3-3, it was 10-10, and then it was 31-31 when the clock ran out, and we went into overtime, and LBCC won. So we beat the undefeated team in our league. So it was kind of awesome. My nephew did a great job, though. I just want to mention that. And then there are 5 quick things, other than just events I want to share with you. 5 quick things that I want to mention in my report. Some may require follow-up. One is I definitely want to follow up on the attendance at the Student Equity Series event. So maybe if I can, attend or be privy to some of those meetings or discussions, I'd be happy to brainstorm and figure out how we can pack the house a little bit better. The second thing is, this is my 3rd time mentioning this. I would just like to know what the status is of moving at least one board meeting to the PCC campus.
I can answer that question
Okay,
right now, so
all
you
right.
don't have to bring it back.
Let's do it.
We are looking at the construction schedule of PCC. We think we can hold a meeting, PCC, probably in GG. Is that correct, Anne-Marie? So we are going to be working with the board secretary and figure out the best timing for a board meeting at PCC
Perfect.
in the 2017 year.
Awesome. That's great. Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much. Also is, and this is what I wanted to bring up, Karen, under the Academic Senate. And if this is probably not the best time, you can tell me, we could meet at some other time. But I've attended several events where it was brought up to me that this community would really benefit from having some kind of teacher education program or a liberal arts, kind of a, more of a, like we've got a nursing program, just to expand upon our liberal arts program and to perhaps, better develop that. So if we can meet at some other time, I just want to bring that up, or if you
Could I-
want to address that.
Could I interject with maybe Vice President Longwood, but there is a club on campus.
Right.
A teachers club, and Megan Kapinski has done a super job at getting her students together to be in that mode.
Are we
But-
able to comment at this moment, or you?
Can, and again, I know tonight's there's a lot going on tonight, so we can even table it to another time. But I did want to bring it up because I want to be a good representative, and that has been brought up to me.
So I'll just let you know that there is a degree that's near completion for teacher education.
Awesome. That's good to know. And any info you have, send it so I can pass it along. This is for our communications department. Just wondering where we are in terms of being able to send out those text alerts, if you've been able to follow up on that. I know that John Pope and I have met. We talked about it, but I'm hearing the same thing. I didn't know about it. I didn't know it was happening. So we need to really be more aggressive to email and text blast our students and let them know it's happening. And the last thing, and this is a very, very important issue I just want to bring up. On October 31st, the board participated in the campus costume contest. Trustee Zia, we missed you. I know there was a schedule conflict there. I'd like to thank everyone who participated. We did not win. We did not win. I believed it was rigged. And I just want to, first of all, again, just again and again,
Actually, we didn't even get honorable mention.
we didn't get honorable mention either. So the fact that the board, with crazy busy schedules, to be able to bring 7 people together and, have such a creative costume, black T-shirts and stickers, come on, it doesn't get more elaborate than that. We were the social media board to highlight our effort to bring social media into our campus. So my comment is for the campus bodies who sponsor such events, is this money?
Yeah, that's for my
Oh,
T-shirt.
for the T-shirt, okay. I thought you were paying me to be quiet.
If I thought it would work, I would.
To end my report. So what I would like to suggest to the powers that be who host this event, because I went all over campus. I got to visit several of the departments. Great costumes, great decorations. But we are so limited in the awards that we present. Best costume, best decoration. We can do better. And I think that if we do better in expanding the awards that we present, we will have a lot more participation. For example, most creative, most scariest, most comical, most expensive, or least expensive.
How about a best trustee?
That's
award-
right.
award?
Yeah, best
So
trustee. Good
hopefully
idea.
next year, whoever sponsors this event and the judges can perhaps offer, everybody gets an award. And this is something that when I was teaching, I was activities director for many years. And I made sure that everybody got an award. So that way they would be more encouraged and inclined to participate. So that's it. You know, I'm just saying we didn't win.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Trustee Malauulu. Trustee Kellogg?
I think Vice President Peterson was one of the judges. I just don't know about your career advancement, but not letting trustees win when you're a judge. I'm just saying, but today, Election Day, and the fact that there was mentioned Veterans Day was this past week, participation of it all. And in fact, the Election Day, and I was just sort of looking back, I was probably one of the first of the classes that at a time when 18-year-olds were not allowed to vote, they were allowed to be drafted, go to war, but they could not vote. And I was one of the first classes of that age group to be able to vote. So I always encourage people to exercise your right, and we're going to get out of here so our student trustee could do it as well. Congratulations to our student trustee. That picture, by the way, I wasn't in the Ole costume, but there was another picture with the three of us were there that I inserted myself. That was a great event. I'd love to see when we have student activities to make this more of an enjoyable, but that day was very well done by all the people involved, so congratulations. To that end, on November 16th, which is a Wednesday coming up, we're going to be having another athletic event. It's going to be the women's volleyball. The football team has had a phenomenal year. They've had, unfortunately, a loss that may impact the end of the season, but our women's volleyball team is really competing for the championship. So we are going to hopefully have a lot of participation, a lot of activities on Wednesday, November 16th. And hopefully we get some good turnout because that's a critical game against El Camino, which is the one real loss our team has suffered in 5 sets at El Camino. So I encourage everyone for that one. And congratulations to everybody. And again, please vote and exercise your democratic right on this very special day in this country. Thank you.
Trustee Zia?
I'll be brief. I just hope that tonight America doesn't let us down and we make history. For the good. Thank you.
That's it? Wow. Okay, here's my report. First of all, congratulations to the Journalism Department for winning a number of awards. Congratulations to Pat McKean and also to Walter Hammerwald, our new faculty member. The Art Gallery Faculty Art Exhibit is on until November 23rd, and I encourage you to go and see the exhibit. It's gotten a great deal of attention, and of course is featuring our faculty. I want to congratulate Trustee Zia. She is being honored as a Mujeres del Año, a significant lady of the year, Mujer Excepcional, on Friday, November 18th at the Hotel Maya. She's being honored by the Regional Hispanic Institute. So congratulations to her for that award, and the other ladies, including Judy Seal, I see here, an alum, and also Councilwoman Susie Price. So congratulations. Also, congratulations to Anne-Marie Gable and Molly Smith, who have both won statewide awards. Very good for their accomplishments. I want to remind people that the MUFG Union Bank reception will be tomorrow at Wednesday at 1 p.m. in GG 238. And congratulations to Economic Development for that $300,000 grant. I also want to congratulate Jill Birdwell. Jill Birdwell is a classified employee here, and she was recognized by Supervisor Don Kanabi as she and her husband have adopted one of the safe surrender babies. And I thought that was really nice that he brought them on stage and they spoke about it, and I talked to Jill afterward. I went to Supervisor Kanabi's event, and they were called and they had 4 hours to respond to get to the hospital to pick up the baby. So that's a great thing, and Supervisor Kanabi has set up a scholarship fund for those safe surrender children, which I think is like 149 now. I too was in the Veterans Day Parade, and it was great to see so many people out, and congratulations to our veterans. And last year, Trustee Zia and I started a food and toiletry drive. And Alejandro, before you leave, we each have a contribution to the drive. This is not for the Thanksgiving drive, this is for the homeless drive. So everyone will hand over their donation to you, and I even give you your very own bag. I want to point out that the Health Services and Student Life Committee does not want cans, because if you're truly homeless, you're not walking around with cans. So I went to Big Lots, my favorite store, and for instance, you can buy a chicken Alfredo for $2, and that's a whole meal, because right now, when you go to health services at either campus, they're giving out Cliff bars or granola bars, which are lovely. But if you're really, really hungry, something like this would be a lot better. So if anyone would like to participate, bring it to the student unions at either campus. And then lastly, Long Beach City College has lost another retiree employee, Barbara Herzog, who worked here for many, many years in different areas. And so if we could have a moment of silence in her memory. Now, do we have any AFT bargaining people? Are you coming, Rena? No? Okay. Oh, trustee committees. Trustee Kellogg, do you want to say anything? I think we've exhausted the ad hoc committee. Are there any other committees? Okay, and you took care of all your needs. Okay, AFT, no? All right, CHI? Okay, CCA? They're all voting. All right, so any future opportunity to put request reports? I think we've gotten that too. So and public comments on non-agenda items. Okay, this meeting is adjourned until the next meeting on December 13th here in T 1100. Closed session at 4, open session at 5. I move adjournment.